Hi guys, if you're new here, my name is Ashley and I am furniture flipping on the side to help pay down my student loan debt. It's been going pretty well so far. I've been at it for I think almost 4 months and I have definitely already experienced some of the ups and downs of it. I have gone through some dry spells where there's not a lot of offers and the sales have slowed down some, but then a wave comes around and I get a bunch of things sold all at once. So it ebbs and it flows, but it's going pretty well overall. So I'm just gonna keep at it and see where it ends up. So this next piece was actually the fastest sell that I've had so far. It sold in 16 hours, which was amazing. And I was also commissioned to do a nightstand to match it. So that was really exciting. It was my first commission piece. If you are interested in furniture flips, make sure to stay tuned for the rest of the video and I will give you the numbers at the end. Thank you so much. So I got this dresser at Goodwill for $25. I went ahead and took off the hardware, cleaned it all down with Crud Cutter. And then I realized that I really didn't like this little decorative cutout in the center of the drawer. So I went ahead and filled it with some wood filler and filled some of the hardware holes because I knew I was going to replace them. And this is my mother helping out. She is learning some tricks of the trade to help out with the whole process. Next step is to sand it down. I knew I wanted to get the raw wood on the top so that I could stain it. So I started with an 80 grit, went to 120, 180, and then 220 to finish off before staining. After sanding it down to the level I wanted, I taped this area off because I was going to paint the body first and then go back and stain the top. I've seen a lot of furniture flippers do it this way, and as it was my first time, I went ahead and just decided to give it a try. Honestly, from this point forward, I'm going to be staining first and then painting next because this just ended up being a bit more complicated. Then I went in with Kills 2 primer. It is a water-based primer and just primed the entire body with my Wagner Flexio 2500. So there are definitely pros and cons to both painting and spraying. With the spraying, you save time in putting the coats on, but you spend more time prepping the area so that you don't get spray paint on areas you don't want it. And there's also cleaning between each paint that you use. Versus the brush, you just clean the brush, but with the brush you obviously spend more time painting each stroke on. So for the color that I used, I mixed this Hurricane Gray from Dixie Belle with their Dusty Blue. I had a lot of the Dusty Blue left and I ended up just dumping the whole rest of the Hurricane Gray into it and mixing it together to make this custom gray blue slate like color, and I decided to paint it by hand. Referencing back to the sprayer, I do love the time that I save spraying, but it is so therapeutic to just paint. And I ended up using the right ratio of paint and water, and I got the smoothest finish I ever had before, and it was awesome. But this brush that I'm using is also amazing. It's a flat brush by Dixie Belle. For the stain, I used No Pain Gel Stain in the color of Walnut by Dixie Belle. I honestly use this stuff all the time just because it's awesome. It's not that messy. It's easy to work with. It always ends up really beautiful on every piece of wood that I've used so far. And it lasts forever. I've done so many pieces with it already and I still have like half a can left. So this is where it got kind of to being a pain. Doing the edges like this, it took a while. I took a tiny brush and just painted back and wiped back all the excess to get as clean a line as possible. I have found that it's much easier now to just stain the top first and then tape the top off and go back and paint second. But that's just my preference. I know everybody's different. Clear Coat with Gator Hide by Dixie Belle. So the last step was going back and replacing the hardware. I was drilling holes where I had covered up those wooden flower cutouts to begin with, and I got these copper cut pools off of Amazon, and it really tied the piece together, I think. I did struggle just a little bit. I think I used too small of a drill bit to begin with. Oops. And there you have it. After I completed this piece, my buyer wanted a matching nightstand, so I found a nightstand that was close and painted it to look the same. So that's it. Okay, so for the numbers, I spent $25 on the long dresser and then $20 on the nightstand that matched it. So a total of $45 invested in the pieces, and then for materials I probably used about $20, so that was $65 total. And then I was able to sell it for $325 together, and so that was a pretty good profit. I was very happy with it. I loved the way it looked. There was a lot of interest in the piece, so that definitely encourages me to do more like it. So we'll see if I get another one coming up soon, and we'll see if it sells as fast. So if you enjoyed this flip, please subscribe and follow for more flips to come. I try to post every Saturday if work is not crazy. And like, share, comment. I love feedback, anything you have to say. I appreciate it, and thank you for watching.